I think that's what, shows that you really care about your customers. You care
I
about the
do.
reason why, you wanted to establish your business in the first place. So, and even if it is something small, you now have tea in here, and that's
Oh, honey,
something
we got
big.
all the tea. I got all the tea. Lavender tea, gray Earl tea.
Like
I got
all the
all the tea.
flavors. Okay.
All the tea. All the tea now.
I
Yes.
love it. Today is the first episode of Bosses of the Valley, and I'm going to introduce Mrs. Rosa Harrison, and she is the CEO and owner of Lush Cafe and Lounge, located here in Tempe, Arizona.
Hello.
All right, so we're actually going to just kind of dive into talking about, just being a business owner, what it's like, and just getting the real, just getting the real behind the scenes. So, we're going to talk about running the business. So I first want to ask, what inspired you to start this business?
Well, the concept was born because my husband and I are avid travelers. We were before this, actually. And we found ourselves, like, when we traveled, we would have like the best times. We would go to other cities and we would have like these wonderful nights and we would have these great experiences. And like we would hear music, we would dance, and we would just have these great times. And then we would come home and we'd be bored. And then there'd just be nothing to do in Arizona. There's nothing to do, and so and then here at home, I am like I'm the friend in our very small friend group where I like to host things. Like I'm always the one that likes to put together I call them little soirees. Like I'm that girl who's just like I want to get everybody together and I want to make everything all beautiful and make sure everybody has a great time and and that's my thing. I love to make people feel good and I like to make things look beautiful. And, as my husband calls it, like team doing too much. That's what I do. I like to do a lot. Yeah, right? This is what we do. So I like to do a lot, but I like to do a lot for other people just to make them enjoy themselves. Oh. So I was just like, I want to open up a little something, so we have something to do. And that's kind of where the concept was born. And I've always had this infatuation with cafes because I love coffee. And so I'm one of those people that like my mind goes, I'm an artist. Like, so my mind is always going. Like I always, like, I love everything. I want to do everything.
It could be good and bad.
Right. It could be good and bad. Cause yeah. So that's why it's cafe and lounge. So it's Lush Cafe and Lounge. So it started with just needing something to do. But then I have the love for the cafe component, which is like coffee and pastries and things like that, which we have. And then the lounge part, which is music and food and all these things. And so you marry these components and then you have Lush. So that's how it was born.
I love that. I absolutely love that. All right. So actually, you were the first person that I thought of when I was feeling inspired to start, highlighting local businesses and just getting the inspiration going for other viewers out there and other people who, want to start.
Wow.
And so I'll kind of share a little bit of that story.
I'd love to hear that.
Yeah. So I have a very busy toddler and then I have 2 teenage boys. One's in sports, one's getting ready to go off to college. So I'm like back and forth just all day.
Yeah.
And I needed a breather. I said, I need a mommy break. It was building up. I was feeling overwhelmed. So I called my friend and she actually had been kind of going through something too. And so we're like, let's get out. Let's go meet up. And because I have been following on social media for over a year, waiting for this establishment to open, wow. I said, we're going to try here. This is where we're going to go. We came on a Wednesday night where you have the live jazz.
And saxophonist.
Yes. And I loved it. And I was like, let's try something like different. So we came and we actually sat right here. And just the aesthetics. First of all, I love the aesthetics in your place.
Thank you.
And it was just the vibe was amazing, the aesthetics, the service. We sat back here and it pushed us to just, when I'm in that type of, environment, that's what helps me say, I want to order this, and this. So we had tried everything. We were like, let's try this. We tried the jerk, I think it was the jerk egg rolls.
Yep.
So we had tried those. And I'm not someone who really eats anything. It's not spicy, it has a kick to it, but like I don't even like spice. So when I heard jerk and I was like, you know what? Nope, like this is a vibe. So I'm gonna try it. Yeah. So we tried it. We had just everything. Okay. I think I had the lamb chops and the rice. It was amazing.
I love that.
So
yeah.
So we tried everything and it was really good. You know, the service, everyone kept coming to check on us. And honestly, I have to tell you this too. I think they were probably overwhelmed with checking on us because we were in such like a conversation and vibe that we just kept going, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. So they kept coming back and I was like, we gotta order some food. So so yeah, so we ordered
they
food.
Kept coming back,
they
so
did.
I love it. That's great.
That's what we
great.
noticed that. They came, they were checking on us, they were, you know, being very patient. And so it's just a really good vibe. So we ate, we talked. It was a great night. The music, you know, other people that were coming in, and it was really amazing. And I went the second time was for me, which was last week. I had some peers come in from town. We had to do just kind of work meetings and stuff, and they're like, we hadn't met face to face. So they're like, let's get together somewhere. And I was like, I know the perfect place, and it just happened to be on another Wednesday.
So you're sending people our way already, and that is amazing. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Yes,
I appreciate
I think
that.
it brings something different. Like it's just the energy, the vibe, the music. It's very calming. It's relaxing. I think it's my type of environment. But yeah, so we said they loved it. Great service again. Ate the food, and I was like, you know what? Wednesdays are my nights. So I love the jazz night. I think that adds a really good touch. And so, you know, I'm pretty sure that you put all of that together, you know, so strategically. But yeah, so that's my inspiration.
Thank you for sharing that, because and I need to hear those things, because this is a lot. You know, being an entrepreneur in general is a lot. And then trying to serve the public, you can't please everybody. And that is for someone like me, that is a challenge, because the way I am designed, the way the good Lord designed me, I want to please everybody. And when I can't, I take it personally. So those stories are important for me, because I do hear the bad, and because you know you can't be perfect and you can't please everybody. But thank you for sharing that.
And so I guess while we're on that topic, because that was one of my questions.
Okay.
So
let me jumping ahead.
you know, it's okay. You know, so the whole point is we're going to be authentic here.
I love it.
So I appreciate it. So with that, I understand that, you know, sometimes that we do try to be everything. We try to make sure everyone is pleased, they're satisfied, but everyone is going to be entitled to, you know, their experience. Their experience is going to be their experience. So how do you handle negative feedback? You know, I don't know if you see anything online or if you get reviews, but how do you handle that?
Yes. So one thing that I do regularly, and I don't know if it's good or bad, but I read every single review. I read every single one of them. I read every single email. I read, and it can be a catch-22, because I have some people that say, you know, don't read. You just stop reading and don't pay attention to the naysayers, or don't, you know, just kind of do you. You know how people say, just do you. You know, you can't please everybody. But at the same time, if you don't look at the negative, you can't learn. Right. So for me, reading the things that are not so good, or the things that we need to improve on, those are critical, because there are things, some things are just people being, you know, just people being people, right. You know, and then and some things you can't change, but some things are room for improvement. So that's why I read everything. So I read the reviews, and I want to say that 75% of them are good. The other 25%, it's, you know, there are things that can be improved. And are some of them kind of like, you know, things I'm not going to change, like my dress code? That's a big one. I get a lot of pushback on the dress code, because we do have a strict dress code here. It's not going to change. We are a little more lenient as it heats up, you know, because, you know, of course, when with the heat, you got to give a little more grace, you know, a little more grace, you know, and so we will. But again, we still want this to be a space where it is upscale. We're still upscale. We want to be sophisticated. We are, you know, we're a little more grown in here, and we are looking for a certain demographic, if you will. So we want to be inclusive, but we are also exclusive.
Right.
You know, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. So, and there's something that you said that I think is very important. I know that there are also people out there that will say, you know, don't read everything, but you have to, because how else are you going to be better? You know, especially if you plan to have, you know, longevity in your business. You have to be able to take that feedback. And I also think that helps you grow as a person.
It does.
Because it depends. We're all humans. So it just depends on how you're going to react to it. You know, people watch for things like that.
Yes.
So just how are you handling it? Are you taking the feedback? Are you, because it could be something that you didn't think about,
Right.
or, you're like, nope, I need to really take this in and I need to see if there's something I can do better. Or it just could be someone that's just unhappy and there's nothing you can do to
Ain't
please
nothing you can
them.
do about
So
it. Yeah, but most times I won't say most times, but sometimes it is. And sometimes I'm gonna tell you the truth. Sometimes I actually cry. Like there's been multiple times where I'll read something, or it could be like sometimes there was one time in particular where it was a family that sat right over here in this corner, and they gave me some feedback, and it was valid, and I sat there and started crying, and I was just like, I am so sorry that is your experience, and it was really small. The issue was that at that time we had been open for, I want to say we had been open for maybe 3 weeks, and she had brought in her 83-year-old mother, and we didn't have hot tea.
okay.
And Mom wanted hot tea, you know what I mean? So if we have these rules in place where we're saying we're 30 and up, and and we're brunch and we're doing these things, right? Why can I not bring my 83-year-old mother here and she have, something warm to drink? That's a simple ask. You know what I mean? And that means I missed the target. And for me, that kind of hurt my soul a little bit. And it seems so minute, but that was major for me. And it was and then it was something else. It was some two small things, like maybe someone had forgotten to bring water or something like that. We were really, really busy. But those two small things, that was feedback that I needed to hear. And I corrected those issues, and believe it or not, that family has been back 3 times since then. And they are actually, every time I see them, I light up when I see them, because she has brought her mom back now 3 times, and Mom loves it here. My 83-year-old mom loves
Mom,
it here.
Mom.
Yes, I know. So hey, y'all,
But
I love
that's
them.
what makes you, to me, I think that's what, shows that you really care about your customers. You care
I
about the
do.
reason why, you wanted to establish your business in the first place. So you're listening, you're saying, and even if it is something small, you now have tea in here. And that's
Oh, honey, we got all the tea. I got all the tea. Lavender tea, Great Earl tea. I got all the tea. I got all the tea. All the tea now. Yes.
I love it.
And I got water as soon as you hit this door, 60 seconds, you will have some water on your table. It'll never happen again. It'll never happen again.
But there you go. That is the reason why, you have to take that. You have to, take the information, do something with it, and you continue to grow. That's
right.
how your business is successful. So
Yes.
I love that. So, back to your establishment, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced, while getting this place together?
So the biggest challenges were, and I mean this very respectfully, because I love the city of Tempe now, but working with the city, working, and it's not even specifically the city of Tempe. This is just permitting, and it's just a thing. It's a thing, and we never knew it was such a thing. You can't just plop yourselves in the middle of the city and open a business. It is not that simple. And so for somebody like me, everybody would have a business. Yeah, everybody would have a brick and mortar. It's not that simple. So when we found the building, we're like, okay, great. We're going to just, we're going to do this. And I had all these ideas. And so I wanted, I don't know, the first time, so my vision was to have this beautiful green grass out front. But you can't have grass in the city of Tempe.
Wow.
On commercial real estate. Yes, it's a thing. It's a ridiculous thing, but it's a fact. And so even when you drive around the city of Tempe, you'll notice there's no grass.
I didn't notice, but
now pay attention. It's a thing. And so, so for me, aesthetically, I wanted grass, because for somewhere where you're calling it lush, I'm thinking palm trees. I have these beautiful palms that I had to negotiate with my husband for, and these palms are they're complemented by this wonderful, this turf that I handpicked out, and it was this beautiful Bermuda turf that I really, really wanted and had paid for. And the city said no. And so those are some of the hurdles, right? Where I have to like, you have this vision of how you want things to be, and the answer is no, and it's a hard and fast no. It's non-negotiable. Yeah, my little, hey guys, please, because I can pretty much negotiate my way through anything. Nope. Nope, no negotiating, no smiles, no writing a letter. I tried everything. The answer was no. So, but permitting and just getting through like all the paperwork pushing. There's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of rules and regulations that go through, down to how your address, the numbers on your building, even how you put the numbers on your building matters.
And those are things we didn't even think of.
We did not think of. And so there's just, the ratio with the trees to bushes. It's a thing.
Okay.
It's a thing. Like, you care about the bushes I have? They do. They care about the bushes. So that is, that's major. Those are things we didn't think about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So I couldn't imagine. So I think that that's part when you're doing a business or anything that you're trying to do is you have to be prepared for the unexpected.
You got to be prepared. And you need a team. You need architects.
Okay.
You need draftsmen. My team was massive. And it is no sleep. It is stress. It is 1,000 meetings a day. It is, and this place, it was hard to see this come into, because this place, it looked like, even just demoing, you needed a permit to demo it.
Okay.
Like when we got it, it was a Fuddruckers. Like we couldn't even just come in here.
I was going to ask that. I was like, was there something here before, or how did you envision this place? And I bet that was just hard.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So so I have a very vivid imagination. So I I saw it. I could see it. So when we found the building, I looked everywhere. I went all around the city looking for different spaces. So I didn't necessarily seek out Tempe, per se, because I would have landed wherever the Lord put me. Honestly, I felt like, He would put me where He wanted me to be. So if that was West, if it was Scottsdale, whatever, I didn't want to be in Scottsdale, but if He landed me there, then that's where I would be. But when I walked in here, I came here and I was like, this is it. But when we got it, it was a Fuddruckers. Literally, it still had I don't know if you remember Fuddruckers.
I do, but I didn't know we had one here.
So there were two.
Okay.
So it was this one, and it was the one off of I-17, which is still there. It's closed, but it's still there. But when you walk in, all that back there was, it was like where they actually served, they served like the burgers and all that. Okay. And it was like a big old giant Coke thing with a straw coming out of it, and then they had like a condiment little thing where you build your burgers up, and all that stuff was still in place. And the ugly little booths, they were red little diner style booths, and it was just,
it's got to go.
Yeah.
Got to go. Okay.
But I still could see it. I was like, yep, stage right there, elevated right here, VIP situation here. I saw it. And
that's how you know that's the place for you. Yeah. This was your place.
Yeah.
So, all right. I love that. Mm-hmm. So how did you overcome those challenges?
Well, when I stopped crying, and I'm playing. I had a good support team. So my family is amazing. My husband is amazing. So there were times where I would get overwhelmed. And so, I would have to tag team my husband in, and then he would, take over. You have to have people so when you get tired and you get, when you get to where it's too much, because I got to those points a lot, because it doesn't stop. You know what I mean? You hit one roadblock, you get through that one, get ready for the next one. Like, it's real. You know what I mean? And then, so you have to have a team. You have to have family that are supportive, and then you got to pray. That's me. I don't know if we can talk about God, but I do everywhere I go. I do it everywhere. I do it at work. I do it here. I do it with my staff.
But you be you, and that's what makes you authentic. That's what makes you.
Listen, I've talked to God a lot, and I got to a point where I was like, God, if this is not for me, then just shut it down, because I'm tired. I don't know what else to do. This is too much, and I'm tired of fighting. If I have to fight this hard to get this, maybe this is not for me. So I start trying to restructure it in my head. Maybe maybe I'm trying to force something that's just not mine. And so maybe that's what this is. Maybe I got another, you got another purpose for me. So, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so, so it's a fine line between, keeping the fight and then trying to secure something that's not yours. Right. And so, but then he was like, no, I was waiting for you to stop thinking you know everything and stop trying to take over, because that's me. Like, I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna try to work it out on my own.
Gemini?
I know, yeah.
Okay.
I'm married to one, so he might have rubbed off on me a little bit. No, I'm playing. So, I'm not a Gemini, but that's funny.
We just like
Are
greatness.
you a Gemini?
I am a Gemini.
Are
we just
you?
like greatness.
That's why I like you, though. I love Geminis.
You.
Yeah, so my husband, my bestie, my son,
See, not everyone
I'm surrounded.
hates
No, I love them. I love Geminis. I absolutely love you guys. You guys are
very particular people, but we
yes.
know what we want.
Difficult.
Yeah,
difficult, but
hey.
wonderful. Difficult, but wonderful.
No argument.
Divine people, too. Divine. You guys are very divine people.
Yes.
Complicated, but divine. Yes.
I agree with that. So I do not disagree with that. I know I'm complicated. So in the mind, it just, it overthinks sometimes. And I'm like, I have to try to simplify things.
Yes.
So,
don't say you have to simplify it. It's you. It's just be you.
It's me.
It's you.
So one of the things that you said, I think was also very important. And I know, like, speaking even for myself and maybe other people deal with this, but when you're trying to, start a business or elevate yourself, in a corporate career, whatever you're trying to do, we oftentimes think that we can do things on our own. And for me, when I try to do that, and I think I have a handle on everything, I start to feel stuck. I kind of shut down, and then it doesn't go anywhere. So to know that you actually lean on the support, of a team and partnership and your husband, like, I think that's incredible. And I think that's what makes people go further, with whatever they're trying to manifest. So I have to commend you on that.
Thank you.
You got to get help.
You need help. Can't do it on your own. So I love that. I love that.
So we're going to ask just a couple of questions for getting to know you. But I'm going to ask, this is one of the favorite questions. I got my sheet today with myself. What personal qualities do you believe have helped you succeed in business?
Well, for sure, that I'm a people person. I had somebody call me peoply one time, and it's not a word, but it is so befitting. I'm very peoply. Yeah, I'm very peoply. I love people. And I'm very peoply. Wherever I go, like my daughter always says, like, Mom, you got to talk to everybody. And I'm like, yeah, I do. Like airport, grocery store, post office, gas station. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you? And
that's me. So.
Yes. And I have to. It's just me. I love people. So it is very appropriate, because when people hit the door, it's not difficult. It's authentic. When people come in here and I welcome them, even though I could be tired, I could be having a bad day, I could have just had a rough interaction with somebody else, it's like automatic. I'm still like, hey, how you doing, Miss Lady? How are you?
I love it.
And I mean it.
And you never know who needs that, though, on the other end. So sometimes someone else could be having a bad day. And
that's
so, you simply asking, hey, how you doing?
And just giving that smile, right? Just smiling at somebody, that smile could go so far.
It could.
Yeah.
And another thing, too, and I noticed with that, I'm the same way. I like to just say hello, and I have no expectations if people speak back or don't speak back. It's self-satisfying to me.
It is.
But you could be the first person that even asks someone, hey, how you doing? How was your day, today? And they could have been having a terrible day. So I love that. You're definitely a people person.
Yeah, I am.
People in.
Yeah, people.
So another big question. So how do you balance the demands of running a business with your personal life?
Hey, listen, we can leave that box unchecked. Okay, that is unchecked. I don't have that under control at all. No. Nope, can't advise the people on that at all. Not good at
what
that.
What are some things that you tried to do?
No, you know what? No, okay. So that is a struggle. That's something that I am working on, because in the beginning of a new business, you're not going to be able to find a good balance between personal and work. They are one and the same if you are going to be successful. Now, what you can do is, and what I have been able to do is, you can carve out little pockets of time for your personal time. And it's such a delicate dance, because you're going to find, as an entrepreneur, especially when you have a project this large, in any project, you could be selling hair bonnets, you could be selling shoes, you could be selling a service, or you could have something that's as large as this. But when you're giving it your all, you're going to find that you need time for yourself, but the people around you still need you too. So people are gonna still want to plug into you and want and need things from you. And so you have to figure out how to give them what they need. You still get what you need. Your business still gets what it needs. And all while you smile and wave, you know what I'm saying? So to answer the question, to find a balance in that is you have to find those little tiny pleasures where you just take a moment and just pull away. So whether that is, 2 hours where you're just, watching, mindless TV or binge watching your favorite show, or that's just, cuddling up with your husband for 2 hours, or whatever, or if it's just 30 minutes or whatever it is, but you have to first of all know yourself well enough to know where's your happy place. Find that happy place, get in it for as long as you can afford, because it may not be much. Because right now, not for me, it's not much. You know what I'm saying? And so, because today I was off, right? And so today I was like, ooh, maybe I can sneak a date, in with my husband. We can go see Bad Boys. Nope, I forgot about this interview. Got an interview today. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going back to Lush. No, it's all good. But I'm going back to Lush because I said I wasn't going to Lush today. I was like, I'm not coming here today. I'm going to take the day off and I'm going to just, I need a breather from it. And but duty calls. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And so, but anyway, so that hopefully I'll answer the question.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Nope, I definitely. So you just have to find that time, that anytime
it.
you can for yourself, and you have to make that time for yourself.
You got to make it. You got to make it. And then you got to find the time.
I came here on those Wednesdays.
Yes.
I said I got to do it. So.
Yeah, and you got children at home who are probably like, Mom, I want to watch a movie. Or I want to do this with you. And I want, and baby is like, baby like.
It's just nonstop. I work full time. As I think I was telling you earlier, a compliance officer, and that's demanding in itself.
Yes,
right and I'm also in school full time, and the kids and sports. It's a lot. I know everyone's like, "How do you function?" I don't know. Girl. I just do it
because we're super women. That's why
I'm like, I just do it.
So
Gemini, I just yes.
The other her does it.
Yeah, there you go. That's what we're gonna stick with. So I have another question for you. Mm-hmm. So this is for the inspiring and aspiring entrepreneurs out there. What advice would you give to someone looking to start their own lounge or like hospitality business?
I would say, don't try to do too much. That's the first thing. Don't try to do too much. Yeah, don't try to do too much. So I would say, find a lane. Get in your lane, stay in your lane. Is so critical. Find your lane, stay in it. Don't try to, keep up with everybody else. Don't try to keep up with the Smiths. Like, find your lane, know what you're good at, stay there, and then focus on that. Do your research, do your homework, become an expert at whatever you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. Like, don't just jump into something if you're not good at it and you don't know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, then go find an expert that knows, because that's my jam right there. I'm good to go find an expert, honey. I love me a good expert. I will go find the people and bring them to the team, because it's a power team. It is the secret to the success. Finding a power team. So yeah, that's my advice. Stay in your lane.
So I have a follow-up question to that. With find the expert of your team. How do you find, so for your dishes, did you find an expert, or is that something that you used to make? How did you come up with the dishes? Because they are delicious. I thought and I'll be honest, a person like me, I like to eat. I don't look 2 pounds, but I like to eat. And I like to eat. And sometimes I go places and the menu is like super overwhelming.
Yes.
And so that's a lot for me. So I love that. I feel as when I'm looking at your menu that it was just carefully crafted and like you picked out. Listen, I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm just saying that's how I feel.
Listen, you sing it to my heart right now. You understand everything.
So I had to ask you that. Like, how did you come up with, your menu items? Because someone out there, who may be trying to start a lounge or a restaurant, you might be overwhelmed with just trying to pick the options. And again, I think we were saying earlier, you can't please everyone. Yes. So how do you narrow that down and
not do too much? See how I was saying don't do too much?
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. Don't do too much. Don't be doing too much. Don't do too much. So with the menu, right? So what I did is I knew what I wanted, right? So I had an idea and I came up with the menu, right? I'm no chef. I just love food. Like I'm a thickums. I love food. I love to eat. Me and my husband, we are foodies. And yeah, we love food. Oh, I love food so much. I love food. Like I love my husband. I love food. It's so good, right? Just love food. So so I already knew what I wanted, right? So I created this, I like made a menu, and then I found an expert. I found a chef.
Okay.
And I was like, chef, this is what I need. Like this is like the blueprint. This is the idea. This is the feel. This is the vibe of the menu. And so and then all I needed was the expert to come in and say, okay, so this is what we're going to do. And then he was able to put that razzle dazzle on it and give me what I needed. Cause see, I'm not a chef. I didn't go to school for that. I don't know. So that's why you bring in somebody like that.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yes. But I already knew. I just knew what I wanted because I knew I wanted like that elevated bar food feel. Because I know I didn't want to be like, I didn't want to do soul food. I didn't want to do, Mexican food. I didn't want to do I didn't want to marry like a necessarily like a certain type of cuisine.
Okay.
So when people say, like, oh, what kind of cuisine do you have? Like, no, it's elevated bar food, really. You know what I mean? It's just everything is next level. Everything is lush. And so that's what it
thought
is.
out everything. That's what I love about this place. Like you can tell. You can definitely see your hard work. You can see your vision. I love it. So that's awesome.
I appreciate
I love
that.
it. And I have one fun question for you. I did not put on anything to prepare because I wanted you to answer this off the top of your head. So if you could have one celebrity come into your lounge, who would it be and why?
Ooh, that's good. Ooh, wee.
See, I wanted to throw you off a little bit.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. That's good. Ooh, wee. Ooh, wee. Because here's the thing, right? Okay, listen. So I'm gonna say this. You're saying it. We know the narrow it down because they started to like pour into my mind for different reasons. Because here's the thing: there are celebrities that come in here all the time, and I'm one who is not starstruck, and it's not because it's not because for a reason. It's not because I don't know if you all know, but like we've had Eric Benet, we've had Bobby Valentino, we have Life Jennings in a couple of weeks. So the actor from Power was here a couple of weeks ago. Like there's always one of the guys from the NBA was just here a couple of nights ago. There's always a celebrity here. There's Cece Peniston was here doing karaoke the other night. So it's always somebody here.
On the wrong night.
No. So there's always someone in here and then also I'm sorry, I just hit that, sorry. But then because my husband and I travel so much, and we're big concert goers, and we love comedy shows, so we're always in the midst of people. So when you think of like a celebrity coming here, it's just kind of like, meh. So it's more of the reason and what I can get from someone. When we start talking about what I can get from someone, that's different. Because when they come in here, I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? Make sure they, have what they need, but also, make sure you got what she need. Make sure Tyler, what he got what he need. No one is above anyone when you come to Lush. We all in Lush. We're all the same, right? Yeah, so, and I live by that. We don't treat anybody any differently here just because you may have a little more in your bank account, right? But when we start talking about people who I would get hype over, now I might act up when they come through this door and might be starstruck. No, number one would be Michelle Obama.
Okay.
Now, my husband always tells people, like when the people, he'll say, he does this thing when I'm not around, he'll be like, oh, well, my wife's not here, but you'll know her when you see her because she's kind of like a cross between like Beyonce and Michelle Obama.
I think he said that earlier.
He means that. And so the first time I heard it, I was just like, oh my gosh, he's so sweet, right? But I'm like, you setting the bar so high, because then when I walk in, it's just little old me. But I do try.
That's all that matters.
But he does think that of me, and I love him for that, right? But I do see. I mean, I can kind of see where he gets it because I do try. I'm always extra. I am. I'm always extra.
Great.
Yeah, thank you. But then, but I do try to govern myself, like, because Michelle Obama for me is the epitome of Black excellence, and that's something that I try to always exude, and even not just like the way I present myself, but the way that I do business, the way that I treat people, the way that I respond to things, and I don't quite have it mastered yet, because sometimes I am quick tempered. You know what I mean? Like, so I still have that. I still have that part of
things
me.
to work on. We're all a work in progress. So.
All of it. Listen, okay, because the other side of me, I got some Gemini tendencies because I be around y'all. You know what I mean? So I got some tendencies.
Worked on me.
You worked to see. So sometimes, you know. So, but you've never seen Michelle Obama. You've never seen her. Like they never gonna catch her slipping. You're not gonna catch her slipping, and I love that. You gonna catch me slipping. You catch me on the wrong day, you gonna get it. You gonna catch it. You gonna catch it. Yeah, you catch me wrong, you're gonna catch it. And that's the thing. Like, and I'm saying, you know what I mean? And I wish that wasn't the case. The Lord is still working on me. But if you catch me wrong or if you say the wrong thing to me, unfortunately, I'm still a work in progress. So you might get it. And I really want to get to that place where I could be like, you know what, Cherie, I don't like how you're talking to me.
It's all about recognizing, though. Just recognizing it, saying this is what I need to work on and execute. Like, that's it. And you'll get there. So, again, nobody is perfect. So we're all a work in progress.
Yeah, one day. Okay, so we're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that. But yeah, so Michelle Obama was the first one that came to mind. Yes, because like the Beyonce's, nope, don't need to meet Beyonce. Nope, not at all. Not even interested in that. I actually went to her concert and left. I was just like, this is nope.
You gonna make her beehives come after you?
I know. I love her music though. Oh no, don't come after me, y'all. I love her music. I love her music. It's just it wasn't for me. But I love the music. I just not a thing for me. But there's this gentleman, there's a show called Noah's Ark. And Noah from Noah's Ark, I absolutely love him. He's just so comfortable in his skin. I love him. If he came here, I might pass out. His name is Daryl Stevens. I love him. He's just a humanitarian and he's just a really awesome guy. And then music, which is the heartbeat of this place. When we start talking about music, there are artists that I absolutely love. Yeah, because there's a music note in my logo, and music is the heartbeat of this place. It's in the food. That's why the stage is the way that it is.
Like jazz night, because it was just, I don't know, it was a different energy.
Yes, it's the energy, right? And it is. Everything here, music moves this whole building. It propels the vision forward. So when I think of anything that makes me happy, music is always at the core of it. It's always at the core of it. So
music can change the mood too. I know it changes the mood for me. Music can make me clean up. It can make me not want to do anything.
It can make me do all the. Yeah, it make me lay down, go to sleep. It can make me happy. It make me dance. Exactly. Yes, it makes me do all the things. Yeah, so I love music, and so I think, which by the way, that's why you have to make sure that, so you haven't come like on Saturday Night Live, SNL, so you must come to a SNL.
Saturday.
Yes. Okay. So yes, Saturday Night Live is absolutely ridiculous because it's like a whole setup. They be having the backup singers. It's like full band. It's a whole vibe. It's a whole vibe. Yes, it's a whole vibe. So that you must do.
Yes, I definitely will. So I appreciate you taking the time to, I know it was just a busy day and you had a day to yourself, but you still came in. So I appreciate it.
And I enjoyed it. I love talking.
I love hearing. Me too. I could talk forever.
I do too.
But I hope that, the viewers out there, someone out there is inspired. You take notes. You can really, see the challenges that, entrepreneurs face or just even leaders going up, because it's not all easy. It's not all, this is what we see when we come in, but this is who you are, behind this. So this is the reason why I wanted to create Bosses of the Valley. So I thank you for being my very first guest on this episode.
Absolutely. And it's a great concept. And thank you for giving us a platform and just kind of that, giving us a platform to just kind of share, because it's not easy. People do see the final product, but it's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Yeah. Because there's 50-something employees behind me. That's a lot of work. It's a lot.
Well, you're actually the reason why, I wanted to get into this and, show other people out there that this is what happens. Like, I know we get into the place where we feel stuck and then we say it's too much. We don't want to do it. And there are so many creative people out there. I think that people have so many skills. They have, the ability to do so much, but we hold ourselves back because we don't want to face challenges or with fear or whatever. So, but just shows that you push through because you have a wonderful establishment. So, so I appreciate you coming today. That's all we have until next time. And make sure that if you are in Phoenix or you're visiting, that you come check out Lush Cafe and Lounge located here in Tempe, Arizona. So see you guys in the next one.